Let me take a complete stab in the dark here. You've clicked on this video because it feels like you've been dieting for what seems your entire life. You've eaten relatively healthy most of the time, you've been exercising, but the weight just isn't coming off and you've been stuck in this cycle for God knows how long. One of the major reasons could be that your metabolism is slowing down. So let's run through some of the most common reasons as to why this might be happening to you, and more importantly, how we can fix this so you can start finally seeing progress. But realistically, before we dive in, if you don't know who I am, why should you even listen to me? So hi, I'm Nathan Keevil. I am an online weight loss and mindset coach who has helped hundreds of people not only lose weight, but also develop a mindset where they're no longer fixated upon the scale. Instead, they started enjoying life beyond calorie counting and can finally stop dieting and start living. And personally, I've lost over 100 pounds and maintained that weight loss for well over 6 years. Statistically, an anomaly. Whilst going on to achieve things that I never thought was possible in my life. For instance, deadlifting a couple hundred kilos, running a marathon. It's exactly what I live and breathe. Exactly what even is metabolism? What I'm referring to is the total amount of energy your body burns each day. That includes several key components. Your basal metabolic rate. This is the number of calories your body needs essentially to stay alive. It fuels basic functions like your heart beating, lungs breathing, and your organs operating even whilst you're at complete rest. Your non-exercise activity thermogenesis. This is the energy you burn from all your daily movement that is not intentional exercise. Walking, standing, cleaning, fidgeting, moving your hands like I'm doing right now. These movements can significantly influence your daily energy output. Of course, exercise activity. Now this is the intentional part of your workouts, for instance like your weight training or your cardio. Whilst it's important, it often contributes to less overall energy burn than most people tend to expect. And the one thing most people don't anticipate is the thermic effect of food, or TEF as we may refer to this later. This is the energy your body uses to digest food and process the food that you actually eat. Protein, for example, requires more energy to digest than any other of the macronutrients, giving your metabolism a small but meaningful boost. So when I say your metabolism is slowing down, I'm talking about the efficiency of the entire system that I've just described. Now that you understand what I mean, let's explore the biggest factors that could be slowing your metabolism down. And if any of these hit home, drop a like, hit subscribe, and follow me on social media for more daily support to help you reach your goals. Number 1, you've been eating too little for far too long. If you've been stuck in what you believe is a severe caloric deficit for months or even years, your body has likely adapted to that level of intake. You're now in a position where you physically can't eat less and you don't have the energy to do more. This leads to low energy levels, poor hormone production, especially in the thyroid and testosterone, and eventually a metabolic slowdown that makes fat loss incredibly difficult. Once these adaptations are in place, it's an uphill battle. Plus, over time, you're going to be more prone to falling ill, losing muscle. We'll talk more and essentially why that is important later. Number 2, you have poor sleep. You're not consistently getting 7 hours of quality sleep. And look, I can already hear the excuses. I've got kids, shift work, unpredictable schedules, and look, I get that. I've helped hundreds of parents, for instance, successfully lose weight whilst being on a parent sleep schedule. I myself was a shift worker, used to wake up about 2 to 3 in the morning every single weekend. But even if you can't control the hours you sleep, you can absolutely implement principles to improve your sleep quality. Just because it's not predictable doesn't mean we can't strive to make it the best we possibly can. Because here's the truth, 99% of people cannot function optimally without a high quality of sleep. A better sleep improves hormonal regulation, helps your body burn fat more efficiently, and improves muscle retention. It also plays a massive role in managing hunger signals, ghrelin and leptin. When your sleep is poor, those signals are completely out of balance, making it harder to manage your appetite and subsequently all your cravings. Number 3, and we touched upon this earlier, you have a low NEAT. Now NEAT stands for your non-exercise activity thermogenesis. Essentially, I've already gone through this, so we should know what it means. When your caloric intake drops, your body instinctively reduces these movements to save energy. You're going to be fidgeting less, you're going to be walking with less efficiency, even just wanting to stand. It's not going to happen. So if you're moving less in day-to-day life, your caloric burn decreases and your fat loss becomes harder. You end up stuck in a cycle of eating less, moving less, and you just don't get anywhere. Number 4, you're doing too much. More is not better. Overtraining and under-recovering will destroy your sleep, elevate your cortisol, the stress hormone, and put your body in a defensive state. Chronically high cortisol disrupts your thyroid and leads to emotional eating over time. On top of that, your body starts hitting the brakes and conserving every bit of energy it can. So if you're training hard but not recovering well, your body is going to be fighting back against your fat loss efforts. Number 5, you're relying solely on cardio and neglecting your strength training. Even if your goal is fat loss or endurance, strength training is going to be a non-negotiable part of your routine, or at least it should be. It helps you preserve, if not build, muscle mass, supports your joints, improves your posture, and more importantly, keeps your metabolism high, the whole point of this video. The more muscle you have, the more energy your body burns at rest. Hence why it is critical to preserve and build as much as possible so that you can actually eat more food, period. Number 6, you haven't taken a proper diet break before. This is not the same as a cheat meal. A diet break intentionally brings your calories back up to maintenance for a week or two. This will give your body time to restore hormone function, replenish glycogen stores, and essentially raise your energy levels once again. A good example of this will be following a well-structured diet for an 8 to 16 week period, then taking 2 to 4 weeks at maintenance before returning to a deficit. Due to the shorter nature of the cutting period, returning to a maintenance should work well with your digestion. Key is staying in control. Not using this as an excuse to overeat, but instead as a tool to regulate your system and support long-term success. I would personally keep the same foods in during this time, just increase each meal by a couple of hundred calories now and again. Number 7, you're not eating enough protein. Protein is the foundation for muscle preservation in a deficit. It also supports muscular growth when you're in deficit, depending on your training age and the intensity you're training at. If you're losing muscle during a diet, your metabolism will decrease as a result. Not to mention, you're going to have an end result you're probably going to be less than happy with the way you look. Protein also has the highest thermic effect of food, as I mentioned previously, meaning it takes more energy to digest that than it does fats or carbohydrates. So by prioritizing protein, you're supporting your metabolism from multiple angles. And number 8, you're not tracking accurately, if at all. Now, if you're not tracking your food intake, your training, or your daily movement, then you're simply guessing. And when you're guessing, you have no way to accurately establish what changes need to be made. This doesn't mean you need to obsess over it either. But if you're not being intentional with the core pillars of fat loss, it's no wonder progress feels slow or non-existent. So now that we've broken down the most common reasons your metabolism may be slowing down, let's talk about what I do with my members personally to fix it and get them moving forward once again. So firstly, we reverse diet. This is an absolute essential, especially if someone has been in a prolonged deficit. Whilst jumping to maintenance is an option, most people don't digest that bump in calories very well right away, especially after a significant period of time in a deficit. A gradual increase in calories gives the body time to regulate digestion, balance the hormones, and improve energy levels. In many cases, people actually lose weight during a reverse because of how much better their bodies start to function. Number 2, we increase protein intake. Now, I recommend aiming for around about a gram of protein per lean pound of body mass. This is the key to muscular retention, improved recovery, and a higher metabolic rate, period. Split this up evenly throughout the day and opt to use supplements like protein powder when required to make this an easier target to achieve. Number 3, implement strength training. Strength training is a must for your physical and your mental health. It doesn't have to take over your life. You don't have to be in the gym 6-7 times a week. Even just 3 sessions per week can make a massive difference in your results and how you feel. Number 4, we track NEAT. We set daily step targets and work to maintain or gradually increase those numbers as other changes are being made. This helps us stay consistent with energy output, offsetting the downregulation our body will naturally strive towards when in a deficit period. Number 5, we will improve your sleep quality. We make consistent, intentional efforts to get above 7 hours of quality sleep per night. Sleep is the foundation to everything else we are trying to improve here. And finally, we remain patient. None of this is a quick fix. If your metabolism has slowed down, there is no shortcut out of it. But if you stick to these principles, you will feel better and your weight loss will start to pick up again. The truth is, most people struggle with patience. They're always looking for the quick fix. It's probably one of the reasons why Mounjaro is so popular nowadays. That's where accountability, guidance, and support come into play. Knowing when to make the right changes is just as important as knowing what to change. If that's something you personally need help with, I'll leave a link to my website where you can learn more about one-to-one weight loss coaching today. Thank you for watching. If you did find this helpful, then a like would be appreciated. If there are any additional topics you would like me to head over in the future, then please do let me know in the comment section below.